create the life that you love, to manifest anything which is possible, you first have to go on a hunt and start to discover and uncover the belief systems and the stories that you hold in your heart. Because these stories that we hold in our hearts prevent us from manifesting everything that our heart desires. So let's say that when I was born 40 years ago, I came out wearing these lovely, tiny, hot pink and blue sunglasses. Aren't these lovely? And I'm going to take them off for just one moment because I can't see what I'm doing. But when I was born with these 40 years ago, let's just say that they never came off. I've never had these off in 40 years of life. I sleep with these sunglasses on. I go to work with these on. I go hang out with my girlfriends in these sunglasses. I go on date nights with my husband in these sunglasses. These things are like a permanent fixture. They're like my arms and my legs. I've never had them off in 40 years of life. So when I look at this lovely woman here in front of me in the second row wearing a white sweater, when I have my blue sunglasses on, I'm going to look at you and say, I love your blue sweater. It's so pretty. And you're going to say, hey, Sarah, just want to let you know, you're up on stage in front of a bunch of people, and I don't want you to be embarrassed. My sweater, my shirt, it's not blue, it's actually white. And my response is going to say, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support, but I really think you need to go get your eyes checked because clearly your shirt, your sweater is blue. I mean, clearly I can see that your shirt is blue, right? But you really want to help me out. So in a very positive and uplifting voice, you say, Sarah, look, I'm telling you my sweater is not blue. It is white. I promise it's white. Does your passion, does your uplifting, motivating voice help me see your shirt is white? No, I still see blue. But you're very persistent. So you're going to give it one more shot. And you say, Sarah, look, I'm telling you, you are truly embarrassing yourself up on that stage. You say you don't need to get your eyes checked. You think I need to go get my eyes checked, but I'm telling you my shirt is not blue. It is white, 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 white. Can't you see that it's white, 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 white? Does that persistence, does that passion help me see your shirt as anything other than blue? No, it's completely hopeless. However, if I bump into this thing on my face called sunglasses and I rip them off, I can look at you and clearly see in 1 second that your shirt is white, it's not blue. And that took me 1 second, right? I call that a revelation. I call that breaking through a belief system that I hold in my heart. But in order to see that, I have to remove these sunglasses. Now, we all know in our head how to lose weight, right? It's not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. It's calories in versus calories out. Eat less, work out more, and you're going to see weight loss, correct? But for some reason, so many of us that have that goal of releasing weight, of becoming healthier, we never achieve that goal. And why? Because we have belief systems, we have sets of sunglasses, we have stories that we hold in our hearts that prevent us from a subconscious place of ever being able to reach that goal, that dream that we have. And I want to suggest to you that every single one of us, you and you in the white shirt, and you, Mary, and all of you lovely people in the audience tonight, and I, and everyone else in the world, regardless of age, race, gender, financial status, background, every single one of us are born with thousands of these sets of sunglasses. And these things run us from a subconscious place, from our hearts, 99% of the time. And yet we're blind to them. We don't even know that these things exist. But these make decisions for us 99% of the time from a subconscious place. So until we start to uncover and discover these sunglasses, until we recognize that they're there and we rip them away, we can't manifest everything that our heart desires. The important thing to keep in mind about these sunglasses is that it's not your fault. This doesn't make you good or bad, right or wrong. Again, every single person, every human being on the planet has thousands of these sets of sunglasses, and that's what research tells us. But what you need to understand is that we are born developing these things, just like me 40 years ago. we start developing these stories, these programs, these sets of sunglasses that we hold in our hearts and our subconscious from the time that we're babies. And by the time we are 4 years old, yes, 4 years old, we have developed 80% of our programs, our belief systems, the lenses through which we view the world and those around us and ourselves. 80%. So if you want to up-level your business or your career, if you want to grow your team, if you want to create a more joyful relationship in your life, if you want a more healthy lifestyle, if you want more financial abundance, you first have to start by uncovering and discovering your sunglasses. And what I would like to do now is be vulnerable with you and share my personal journey of overcoming and thriving. Because what I can tell you is that my uncovering and discovering these sunglasses has helped me overcome and thrive in a way that I never thought possible. Would you be okay with me sharing my personal journey? Thank you. So my journey really started when I was 14 years old, about 26 years ago. And I signed a professional modeling contract. And in the moment, it seemed like a dream come true. I was a 14-year-old girl. But what felt like a dream quickly became a nightmare. My first day on the job, I was told by the agency owners that in order to succeed, in order to meet the demands of the industry, I needed to lose more weight. And at the time, I was a size 0 and I weighed maybe 105 or 10 pounds soaking wet. So that night in the model apartment, one of the 20-year-old women pulled me to the side and she said, "Look, you're going to be forced to make a decision. You either have to choose to be anorexic or bulimic." So in that moment, I made the choice to become bulimic, and I started a path of self-destructive thoughts, behaviors, and actions that would shape much of my life for years to come. Here came the sunglasses based on those life experiences that I was having. I'm not capable. I'm not worthy. I'm not enough. My only value is based on the way that I look on the outside. Fast forward 4 years, and I got help for my bulimia, but the emotional and mental scars were still there. I went to college, and my first semester, 1 month into school, I went to a party. I had a soda. I woke up the next day in an off-campus house, completely unclothed, in a home that I was not familiar with people that I did not know. I quickly realized that I had been drugged and raped, and here came more sunglasses. I'm tarnished. No good man's ever going to love me or want me. I should feel guilty and have shame and blame myself. There's something wrong with me. I'm not enough. Fast forward a few more years, and I reconnected with my high school sweetheart. We fell back in love. We had a whirlwind romance. We got engaged, and we started planning our wedding. And I thought, oh man, life looks really rosy now. Several months into planning our wedding, he asked me to go to dinner. He sat me down and he looked at me and he said, "Sarah, I don't love you. I have never loved you. I'm not going to marry you. I want my ring back. And I've called a cab." This was before the days of Uber. I'm aging myself here. And he walked out and he left me seated by myself at the table with no explanation as to what had happened and why we were no longer going to be getting married. More sunglasses, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not lovable. I'm not capable. I'm not enough. My dream guy left me. Nobody's going to want to marry me. How am I ever going to have the life of my dreams? Fast forward a few more years, and I did meet the man of my dreams, my now husband of almost 15 years. And we have a beautiful life together. We traveled the world together with his job for 7 years, built our relationship, went through a lot of ups and downs, but mostly ups. And 7.5 years ago, we had our beautiful baby boy, Gavin. And when Gavin was a year old, I woke up one day, and all of a sudden, I was very dizzy and disoriented. I was having a hard time seeing. I couldn't focus. I was forgetful. And when I read my emails, they would bounce across the screen. I instantly knew in my gut that something was wrong. So I went to a doctor who first told me that I had MS. And that diagnosis just didn't seem to fit. So we went to Cleveland Clinic and we met with one of the top neurosurgeons in the country who told me that I did not have MS, but in fact, he thought that I had a brain tumor. And 2 hours later, we were back in his office after a whole battery of tests and scans, and he was exactly right. I had a tumor in my brain, and the diagnosis at that time was to sit and wait. We didn't want to do anything that we didn't need to do at the time. Over the next 6 years, the tumor grew in my brain. I lost myself mentally, physically, and emotionally. I gained over 100 pounds. I became so debilitated that I was unable to fulfill my duties and responsibilities as the COO of a company here locally. I had to quit my job. And I was no longer able to be the wife and mom to my boys that I really wanted to be. Just getting out of bed every single day and putting 2 feet on the ground took every single bit of mental, emotional, and physical strength and energy that I could possibly muster. 2 years ago, we removed the tumor, and my life started getting back on track. And at that time, I realized that I really wanted to dig deeper with my personal development work. So I started taking a look at all these sets of sunglasses. Because while the tumor was growing in my brain and while I thought I was headed toward death, I told myself a lot of stories. My son's going to get raised by some other woman. My husband's going to marry a younger model. I'm going to die. I'm not going to get to live to be 40. I told myself a lot of stories that did not serve me and did not serve those around me. And I truly believe that those manifested physically in my body and made me more sick than I already was. But again, after having that recovery and that surgery and healing from that process, my life really started to look better again. And I was like, man, I got this life thing all wired. I got it all figured out now. Life is great. A year ago, I started feeling ill again. And at that time, I went to the doctor and they told me that I thought I had lymphoma this time. So they did a whole round of tests again. And this time, my attitude, my outlook, my sets of sunglasses were very different. I knew that going to a dark place and having the mindset that I was going to die and my husband was going to have a new wife and my son was going to be raised by another woman, I knew that that did not serve me. I knew that that was going to manifest negative things in my life and not positive things in my life. So my mindset was very different this time. I stood very firm in the fact that this was not going to be a cancer diagnosis, and if it was, we were going to kick the hell out of it. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? When those biopsies came back, when those reports came in, guess what? It was not cancer. Yes, it was a disease, and yes, it was difficult to overcome, but it was manageable and it was treatable. And after 6 months of treatment, I was healthy again. So what I want to leave you with tonight is that I truly believe that I am a perfect example of how you uncover and discover your sunglasses, rip them away, and tell yourselves new stories that are going to better serve you and allow you to manifest everything that your heart desires. I truly believe with every inch of my heart and soul that I would not be alive with air in my lungs standing before you today if I had not done this personal development work on myself. If I had continued to wear these sets of sunglasses that did not serve me, I believe that I would be 6 feet under. So if I could leave you with one message, I encourage you to learn how to play big and live empowered. Start to discover and uncover the sunglasses that you wear in your subconscious, in your heart. Ask yourself, why am I feeling the way that I feel in this situation? Why am I behaving the way that I'm behaving in this situation? And does it serve me? And if the answer is no, you can simply rip those sunglasses off and say, guess what? I want to tell myself a new story. I want to create a new set of facts to that life experience or story that happened in my life. I want to manifest everything that I want. So when you uncover your sunglasses, you can do more, be more, and achieve more. Uncover your sunglasses, throw them away, and I truly believe that you can manifest everything because anything and everything is possible. Thank you.